Okay, finally about to put together the final slides for this thing, edit them together, be done with season 1 of this show. It's taken me 5 trillion years to get them out. Okay, well, I might as well check out the comments of this just to get motivated for the editing chair. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, oh, oh no. Oh, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh jeez, oh no. Oh god, I didn't clarify. Oh god, what have I done? Oh jeez. Oh no, what have I didn't clarify. Nobody knows. Oh jeez, what I do? Hey everybody, CosmicMapping here. Welcome back to another episode of Subscriber Alternate Nations, the final episode in Season 1. Now, that little opening skit there did have some significance that I want to talk about. A bunch of people didn't really get the memo and submitted their nations on Part 1 and Part 2, which that's not the right place to submit them. Let me explain this. All of the nations that you saw in the original 2 parts, and all the nations that you're going to see in this part, were submitted as part of a thing in October, over 3 months ago now. So, yeah, those 2 parts are not the place to submit your nation, and do not submit any nations on this video, because this video is not for that. What I plan to do in a little bit, I will release an announcement video for Season 2 of Subscriber Alternate Nations and explain to you how to submit your nation. So keep your nation in your head, because I will get to it, and do not worry, I'm going to do every single nation I get, as long as it meets the deadline for the thing. So get ready, that video will be out, and reminder, do not put your nation on this video. Save it for the announcement video when I explain how to submit your nation. So thank you guys for watching, and we got a lot of good nations this video, so let me know what your favorite is in the comments section, and thanks for watching, guys. Georgovia, capital Podgorica. In 1928, regions of Yugoslavia and northern Albania rebelled against their respective nations. After a short civil war, they won at the Battle of Podgorica, and the nation of Georgovia was born. It remained neutral through World War II and through much of the 20th century. It had an influx in population in the 1990s, as it was a safe haven for refugees during the Yugoslav wars. Today it is an EU member, a hotspot for tourists, and an economic giant. Its Prime Minister is John Cosmic, who is seen as a forward-thinking Prime Minister throughout the world. The United Provinces, capital New York City. In this timeline, the 13 colonies of the United States never rebel against Britain, and slowly mesh with the Canadian territory in the north in both political boundaries and culture. In 1867, the United Provinces are granted independence from Britain through diplomacy. Today, the United Provinces is a rich constitutional monarchy currently transitioning into a republic. Dunkirk, capital Athens. In the mid-18th century, Turkish rulers in the Greek region of the Ottoman Empire were overthrown in a series of events known as the Hellenic Risings. They were led by Argus the Mighty. Once news about the revolts spread throughout the Balkans quickly dove into anarchy, plunging the Ottoman Empire into a civil war. Only 2 weeks into the war, Argus the Mighty was killed in battle. Pressert Dunkirk took Argus's place as leader of the Hellenic army, and in 3 years' time he would lead his armies to victory. Unfortunately, he would never see the end of the war, as he was captured and executed by Ottoman forces before his armies could win the siege of Constantinople. After the war, the Ottomans were forced to release all their European provinces to the newly formed Republic of Dunkirk, and even some of Greek Anatolia. Fast forward to World War I, and Dunkirk joins the war on the side of the Allies. Knowing this, the Ottomans joined the Central Powers, hoping to reclaim lost Balkan lands, especially Constantinople. A few years later, the Allies win the war, and Dunkirk gets even more land from the Ottomans and even some Austrian land. Dunkirk now officially calls itself an empire. Fast forward to World War II, and once again Dunkirk joins the Allies. Because of all the power Dunkirk has gotten over the last century, Dunkirk allows the Allies to win the war in only 3 years. Because of this, Dunkirk is given some of Italy as a reward. Today, Dunkirk has turned from militaristic to diplomatic, getting very involved in world affairs, such as being a founding member of the EU and NATO. Dunkirk has also abolished its title as an empire, and it has joined the United States in the global war on terror. Iberia. Capitals Madrid and Lisbon. In 2025, Spain, Portugal, and half of Andorra agreed to unite and create the new nation of Iberia. The rest of Andorra went to France. Today, Iberia is an extremely religious country and has a very strong economy. And that's about it. The Patagonian Communist Republic, capital Neuqun. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Neuqun. In 2001, Argentina goes through a massive political and financial crisis. Because of this, some provinces begin to revolt against the government, starting the Argentinian Civil War. A couple years into the war, a Patagonian-run movement called Unidos por la Patagonia joins the war on its own side. Finally, in 2006, after a long siege of Argentina's capital, the Civil War ends and the Patagonian Republic was born. Later in 2010, the Communist Party wins the elections and they renamed the nation to the Patagonian Communist Republic. Today, the nation is an industrial and military power in South America. They have disputes with Chile and the United Kingdom, but get along well with the rest of the world. Avanti, capital Ariga City. Avanti was once a glorious empire, ruling over its entire island, but was pushed back over hundreds of years to its borders today. Today it has a very high population, a large economy, and a strong military. And that's about it. Quinlandia, capital Cosmic. Now here's the thing about this one. The person who sent this in basically just sent in the name and the capital, and with no story at all. But, I still wanted to include it since it was sent before the deadline, so I said I would include it. So basically, I wrote an entire backstory for this, so the entire story that we're going to have for this was written by me. I just want to let that be known. So yeah, without further ado, let's go in. In the early 1100s, an interesting new culture emerges in southwest England, one of the stars. The people become increasingly more interested in space and even begin worshipping stars as gods. High-ranking astronomers become southwest England's new celebrities, surpassing actors and even the king in popularity. The most popular of these astronomers being Quinn Quartz, who begins to criticize the central government for not putting enough money and effort into the research of the stars. The king responds by saying, "We shall not be talked down to by a woman." This sparks waves of protests all around southwest England, one of which ended violently at the hands of the king's soldiers. This infuriates Quinn and her followers, who respond by starting a rebellion against the king. After a long civil war, Quinn's armies win at the Siege of London and the king is evacuated to York. Quinn and her followers finally make peace with the king and the new nation of Quinlandia is born. Soon after the war, Quinn built an observatory at the top of a hill north of London. This building would be known as the Cosmic Observatory and would house the government of Quinlandia, making this observatory the capital of the new nation. Eventually, the members of Quinn's court were tired of riding from their homes in London to the Cosmic Observatory, so they started to build their homes next to the observatory. And then they built markets, and then they built restaurants, and then they built theaters, and then they built monuments, until the observatory grew into a city called Cosmic. Today, Quinlandia is a strong European nation with the world's most advanced space-related technology. Meme City, capital Meme City. Back in 1990, Dos Cadenas came together with Bad Luck Brian, Doge, and other memes to settle the great city of Meme City, where they could all laugh and prosper, or at least me thinks. Today, the city is in ruins because Dos Cadenas went into retirement and therefore the city went into anarchy. The city has been looking to elect a new memist ever since. The current candidates are Donald My Humps, Bad Luck Brian, and Grumpy Cat. Thank you, Bob. This is great. Hey everybody, so that was the show. I hope you liked it. Now, here is the moment that so many of you have been waiting for. The moment that all the original senders of these nations have been waiting for. A lot of you have probably forgotten, but in the original announcement video for Season 1 of this show, I said that the nation I like the most will be featured in Season 2 of Alternate Future of the World, which will be all of the episodes, or the episodes after Episode 5, when we get to that point. So, I bend the rules a little bit. Instead of one nation getting in, we are going to let two nations get in, and instead of it being my favorite nations, it is going to be, just me random. I put it in a randomizer, because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings and be like, oh, this is my favorite nation. So, you know, it's just a little bonus thing that I threw in. It's not supposed to be the main point of this. The main point of it is to showcase everyone's nations and their scenarios. It wasn't this. I just threw this in last minute to make it a bit more interesting. So, but let's get it over with. Let's make the announcement. What the 2 nations at the top of the randomizer are that have gotten in. Here we go. The 2 nations that will be in Season 2 of Alternate Future of the World are the Kingdom of Leveled and Allendor. Congratulations, I believe, Jose Gonzalez and Maxwell Steinbruckner. I believe those are your 2 names. Congratulations, your nations will be in... Hey, that rhymes. Your nations will be in Season 2. Now, I don't want anyone to think, oh, does that mean Russia will lose that land, or oh, does that mean Portugal will be conquered? No, I will most likely put these nations in different places so that, you know, I mean, we have no idea where I could put this. I could put Allendor in Oceania for all you guys know. So, it just because the nation will be in doesn't mean it'll be in the same geographic place, because I don't want anyone to have any hints on what's going to happen in future episodes. So keep that in mind, but your nations have made it in. So, congratulations to you two. And yeah, so remember guys, do not submit your nation on this video. Submit your nation on the upcoming announcement video that will come out in a week or 2. And that was that. So I hope you guys enjoyed Season 1 of this show. It was a wild ride making it. Love your nations, all great. So thank you for everything, and I'll see you in Season 2. See you guys.